What's in the bag? Episode 1. The Scoutforlife First Aid Kit. Hey there. As promised, I'm going to go through the Scoutforlife First Aid Kit. But before I do, let me just get breakfast on the go. And this morning, I'm doing myself bacon and eggs. These strange and wonderful things are egg poachers. Bought from the dollar store, 2 for $1. And they poach eggs. I happen to love poached eggs. I'm going to poach eggs this morning, but not in these. But I thought I'd show you these because they're very good for bushcrafting. If you want to pack eggs into the bush, what better way than packing them than putting them inside one of these? Because they'll stand a few drops and spills. Fact is, even if the eggs do break, they're contained in these, and you just have scrambled eggs instead of poached eggs. So that's a good way of carrying eggs. Eggs, by the way, if they haven't been refrigerated and they're not roughed up too much, they last for days, even weeks. It seems if they have been refrigerated, that's brought down a bit, and that comes down to about days to a week. But the fact is, you can pack eggs in if you can find a way of carrying them, and that's a sort of a solution for carrying a small amount. Back on the subject of handy packed meals, instant coffee 3-in-1, milk, sugar and coffee. And here is this morning's bacon. Bacon bits made with real bacon. It's bacon. And it has a pack life of perhaps a week, even in the high temperatures that I've got out here. I'm going to poach my eggs this morning. Use my newly acquired US Army issue mess tins. The reason I love poached eggs so much is not only do they taste good, but the washing up is a snap. And that's a big thing for me. It is quite an important thing actually when you're out in the bush, because you don't always have copious amounts of water to wash up the dishes. Right, well, while the stove is preheating, take the top tip, little drop of olive oil. We can use butter if you've got it. Olive oil's easier to carry, and you can spread it on bread and use it for all sorts of things, a little bit of cooking or whatever. Anyway, spread you a little bit of, and of course it makes the eggs taste great. Spread your olive oil out. Now, put the seasoning in first. I'm going to use thyme simply because it's what I've got. I found it in my pack there. I personally like black pepper. And then this winner, bacon bits. Pack life is probably a week. Take your bacon bits and put those in the tin, like that. Probably being a bit greedy there. Other good thing, resealable pack, breakfast for tomorrow. Olive oil, bit of seasoning, some pepper if you like. Then you put your bit of tin foil over the top. So, the Scoutforlife First Aid Kit. Before I get into the first aid kit, I also carry separately in my pack a triangular bandage. Usually somewhere either clipped on my pack or just inside is alcohol-based hand sanitizer. So you can wash your hands before you even go near the first aid kit. And as far as an antiseptic goes, or an antibacterial, I carry methylated spirits for my spirit stove, which doubles as that. So that's not included in this particular first aid kit. I carry those externally. Now, my particular one is made up of 3 Ziploc bags, made up in a configuration with a little duct tape. I managed to get some red duct tape, but you can use any colour you like. But as you can see, the first aid kit is 2 large freezer bags taped together in the centre with another freezer bag within that, and you can have as many pages as you want. I find this suits me just fine, this amount. And here's the reasoning behind that. There's 3 sections. There's minor ailments, kind of, rashes, blisters, upset stomach, indigestion kind of section. Then there would be minor cuts and abrasions, the minor cuts and abrasions section, and this section over here is the oh dear section. And the oh dear section is for coping with major bleeding. Good thing about the Ziploc system is that you can see exactly what you've got from both sides before you get into it. That's the first thing. The second thing is that everything is at least water resistant. That means if your pack gets rained on, or perhaps even if you take a tumble in the river, chances are that your first aid kit will not get any water in it. This is important because most bandaging, most plasters, most first aid things that you're going to need to be absorbent are not packed in waterproof packaging. And even if they get damp over time, bacteria will start to grow within them, and then you're kind of defeating the object. They're no longer sterile. The next good thing about this kit is that if you cut yourself, it's liable to be messy. And you can access whatever the compartment is that you want without contaminating the rest of the first aid kit. So for a cut on the hand that's bleeding quite badly, I don't have to wade through my indigestion tablets and other bits and pieces. Cuts, minor cuts, we've got the usual plasters, we've got small gauze pads, plasters, and also a full-length strip of the cloth plaster there to handle perhaps the bigger things. In the general compartment, you can see there we've got plaster tape, triple antibiotic ointment. I've got a triangular bandage in the front there also. I've also got antihistamine cream. Quite important out here, oral rehydration salts or electrolytes for rehydrating if you get stomach problems. Then you're going to need help in rehydrating at least until you can get to better care. I have an elastic bandage there, a narrow one. I also have a very wide one, and also the bigger absorbent pads. This is more of the oh dear section, this. Absorbent pads there, feminine product. Large 10cm gauze pads, gloves for your hands. I also carry super glue, duct tape I've got elsewhere actually. Something that's a bit unusual that maybe not everybody has seen there, those are actually activated charcoal tablets. Now, activated charcoal is good for a number of things, but if you do accidentally ingest something poisonous, a poisonous plant, or even it can help with stomach upset, chronic diarrhea, it's something that you can take that will help to absorb the toxins that are either being produced by the bacteria that you've ingested or by a plant. It's not a cure-all, but it is at least something that you can do that is not going to cause further harm and possibly may do some good while you're seeking expert care. I also carry burns dressings. I'm going to show a clip of that now. The reason I carry burns dressings is that you may get a burn where you don't have immediate access to copious amounts of cool running water to cool it down. These are specifically made for the job, to handle burns, and they're sterile and they have a cooling property, and it's just a good first aid measure. You can bandage over them. So prioritising what goes in a first aid kit so that it's portable. And of course the most important factor of or feature of a first aid kit is that you have it. The same as a survival kit, actually. It's no good packing something that's so big that you're reluctant to bring it with you on every trip. It should be something that's small enough that you have a dedicated pouch or a little pocket, and you put it away and you forget it until you need it, almost, other than reinventorying it. But so that's the most important feature in my mind, is the fact that you have it. And after that, well, really the three most important things for me to cater for are burns, second degree burns or worse, sprains. Sprains are serious, sprains and joint injuries, because they can immobilise you, or they reduce your ability to cover ground that you might otherwise be able to cover, or they very much slow your ability to cover ground, which means that you will be longer in the bush or in your situation than you had anticipated or supplied for. So I class that as a serious injury. And of course the third one is moderate to severe bleeding. And here's how to put one together. Hey, here we are then, the big reveal. Ooh, I don't know what happened there, bit of a crater, but anyway. What I'm going to do is carefully lift out the poached eggs. A little bit of overspill there. The water you poached your eggs in. There's your coffee. Why you put your seasoning in first, just make sure it's all, this is just a tad overdone for me, but hey, I'm not going to complain. No. Ta-da! Eggs and bakey. Poached bacon and eggs with thyme.